Welcome to the Under Contract podcast. So, I guess we should just do an intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Under Contract podcast. We're back like the 93 Bulls with the three-peat with Mr. Zach Estrada.
Third time's a charm.
Again. We were just talking about social media and how great of a tool it is to spread your influence on whatever you're trying, I guess, influencer. But for me, work is the number one thing. Hold on real quick. I forgot to turn this light on. Hold on.
Okay.
Back to the social media. So the content fatigue. And you're asking why I don't post as much because content fatigue and creator fatigue. I feel like any person that, I think it was last year, 2022 now. So a year and a half ago, I was like, I'm going to post a reel every day, every single day. And I did for like 6 months straight. And it got to the point to where I felt like Instagram was like shadow banning me.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I would tell people like, are you seeing these videos? Because it would get no likes, no views. And I'm like, I try not to look at that stuff, but when you get, you put a lot of effort into a video, you take an hour out of your day to make one and you have like 8 views in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Something's up.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I don't know. And I feel like now as I do less, my content is more information dense.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, I don't want to say crap, but just like, got to make something up and post it.
Exactly.
Now when I post, I have a real message.
Yes.
So that's why I was saying, or you were saying that they get more views.
Yes.
Which is kind of the case. So, thanks for coming back again for the third time, dude. I haven't had anybody else twice, and this is number 3 with you.
And we bring the views. I was kind of disappointed. Speaking of views, I was kind of disappointed on the last one a little bit, but I think the fans are going to be really, really engaged, and the audience are going to be really, really engaged with this one because I think this one's going to be really, really good. We got a lot to talk about. Third time's a charm. Big believer in that. So,
well, and just in case you're listening for like real estate purposes on this one, there's not going to be a ton of real estate. This is more of just some things me and Zach have been talking back and forth that we care about. I think some things that we have just observed happening.
Yeah,
and that we just want to kind of bring to light. And like those extra items I added, those are some ones that we kind of been talking about on Twitter a little bit.
Oh, dude.
And Cone likes to chime in.
I love Cone, man.
Every now and then with those. So why don't we just kick it off? Zach, of course, always comes prepared with a full-ass itinerary.
Always.
So let's get this thing going.
Let's go, bro.
Number one.
What we got? I told you mix it up, man. So I'm freestyling the whole thing. So Here we go.
Controlling emotions to the maximum.
Okay, so controlling emotions to the maximum. I had talked about this on the first podcast that we did, but I have just noticed from this past year, I couldn't tell you literally one thing that even at work, somebody pissing me off to the max, that me getting angry, I just do not get angry no more. Even like the littlest things you would think that I would get angry about, I don't. And even when somebody, which nobody really starts anything, but if there's an altercation going on, I just do my best to just, you know what, we've been through this. I'm just going to be the bigger man and slide off. There does come to a point to where you do get tired of being the bigger man, but I'm almost in my mid-30s, so I lived and I learned. So, yeah, I would say I wish, and this is not a sexist thing, women, but I wish women could control their emotions.
Well, women are they're way more emotional beings.
I know.
Their emotions serve them.
Yes.
Right? So our emotions don't serve us.
Yes.
Our ability to execute things serves us.
Yes.
Women cannot, as a whole, your typical man versus your typical woman, they can't physically defend themselves the way a man can.
Correct.
So if they're gonna, play defense or offense, they can like verbalize stuff better.
Oh, dude. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They can pick you apart. Like they can. They're typically better at shit talking than a man is.
They are.
So that's why that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know, like in dating, like I'm sure you've seen this, just because a woman tells you a certain thing at a certain time doesn't mean she's going to feel the same way the next day.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like a leaf in the breeze. I mean, that's just how they're built.
Yeah.
Mostly, you know, and there are outliers. You know, I've met some women that are very, you know, like science teachers and PE coaches that are women. Like they're typically way more analytical and I don't want to say manly, but like they're very black and white.
Correct.
Whereas like you have an English teacher, and I've seen men English teachers that are very go with the flow, breezy type. So that's human beings.
Yeah, it's kind of scary sometimes too, because like I look at it and I used to be a very, very, very emotional person. Probably.
Oh, me too.
Okay. Oh. Okay. You did too. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I could give you the years, but I don't want to get the years wrong, but it's a great thing. Like I love not being emotional, but there's sometimes to where like it gets kind of weird to where like RIP to my grandma. She did pass away sometime last year. I want to say like around October, November. But it's like, I didn't cry when she had died, or I felt something inside for like one day. And then after that I was back on. I'm like, this doesn't feel normal to me.
Well, once you see enough stuff in life, like once you've been through enough, you just kind of take life for what it is. And I think that's part of growing up. Like you said, you used to be way more emotional, bro. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just part of growing up as a man. So tell me, this was the case for me.
Okay.
When I was 18 to 20, call it 24, 25.
Okay.
I thought it was like badass to like get like mad, like be a hothead.
Oh, of course.
You're like, Mr. Macho.
Yes.
Right? And with, you know, my relationships, with dealing with other guys, you know, kind of bumping heads with other guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. You almost wanted to live there. And but the true hallmark of a man is you have to act like a mountain. Mm-hmm. The worst thunderstorm could come through over a mountain, and that mountain is going to stay right there.
Yes.
If you let life blow you all over the place, no one's going to respect you because you're so volatile. Mm-hmm. I mean, how many people, I'm not going to say any names, but there's people over the years that you just at a point, you're like, this dude is way too volatile. I can't be around this guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you have to just stop hanging out with those people.
Yes.
And they show their true colors over the years. But then you have like certain people like in my life that I've known forever that I'm like, this dude's a mountain. Like he's always going to be that guy. He's always going to be the same person that he's always been. And I can count 100% on this person.
Absolutely.
So that's the hallmark of a man.
Yes.
So I think learning to be the mountain as you get, you know, from your mid to late 20s. For me, it was once I had been humbled by life, you know, once I kind of got out into the real world, started working, you know, been through a couple relationships. For me, it's whenever I finally got to where I was halfway successful with my real estate stuff. It was like, here's something I did myself. No one can take it from me. Then I was like, okay, like now I don't have anything to prove.
Yeah.
Like say you get into an argument with somebody and they want to fight. Yeah. Okay. Well, where's this going to go? We're going to end up in jail, in a lawsuit, hurt, like really hurt. Like, bro, I got too much to lose. Like, I'm not going to, no. Yeah.
Yes,
no.
Exactly.
Like, unless it's you're attacking my wife and my unborn child.
Yes.
Then I'll you're going to see hands or whatever I can get my hands on.
But you had just said it, and I'm trying not to put financials involved, but it's not, to me, it wasn't really till you started making a decent amount of money or even making a living.
100%.
Okay. To where you're just like, nah, this ain't the life for me no more. Because there was a time, last time, I always bring this year up, but it's true. I think the last time I felt like that was like 2017, was like wilding out. And then there was a time where I was like, dude, I can't wild out. This almost cost me my job. Mm-hmm. This almost cost me this. This almost cost me that. So to where you get to a certain point, like mentally, and you know, you're set, me and you based, like career based, you think differently, and you're not that violent of a person no more. And it's not that you're not a man or anything like that. You just, like you said, you've grown up.
Walk away.
And you walk away.
Walk away.
Exactly.
Especially if you have kids. Like my baby's due in May.
For sure.
I'm not gonna street fight some dude who could whip out and could just stab me or shoot me.
Yes.
Then my son has no father.
Yes.
For my ego.
Exactly.
Tell me who's always the one that wants to fight? It's the dude that has nothing to lose.
Dude that has nothing to lose and has nothing going on for him, and who knows what he's going through, and probably doesn't have a great career.
And he's kind of halfway hoping that you just take him out, put him out of his misery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But hey, man, go ahead. Go ahead and be the tough guy.
Yeah. So, and I heard something the other day. It was like people live under the assumption that like your mindset and your emotions kind of take you on the ride.
Yes.
Like it takes practice, but you can hijack that.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I like to do is if I'm having like something that's stressing me out or giving me anxiety, I'll be driving and I'll just have that anxious feeling. And
yes.
And I'll just be like out loud in the truck to myself. I'll be like, Blake, so what are we anxious about right now? And I'll say it. And I'll be like, okay, so what if this thing happens? And then I'll say like the possible scenarios. And then I'm like, okay, so say that happens, then what?
And see, it's a Blake Baker y'all don't know about.
Yeah. So then you feel way better just talking out loud.
Yes.
Or like if I feel like I'm not doing enough, I'll be like, yeah, I did this shit yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I feeling like this right now? I woke up, I went to the gym and worked out.
Okay.
I came home and did some work on the computer. I ate a healthy lunch.
Okay.
And then after all that, I'm sitting there like just, and I'm like, dude, you're doing great. Like this has been a great day so far. Yes. Why are you feeling like this? So I just am a big fan of talking shit out getting it out of your head.
Yeah.
Because if it's just bouncing around inside your skull, it's going to just eat you a lot.
I like that because that's weird because I was actually with my friend, shout out to Oz. I was actually with my friend Oz going to the casino about 2 weeks ago, and I was dehydrated, anxiety, and I woke up and it's like, do you ever just do stuff and you know you're not supposed to do it, but you do it anyways? And I got a coffee, a venti, and I drink the venti, and like for 3 or 4 minutes, like, dude, I had like a panic attack and I'm just like tripping. And I wasn't talking out loud though because I had someone in the car. Yeah. But in my head, I'm like, Zach, everything's gonna be okay. You're dehydrated. You need something to eat.
This
but
is
I'm
on the way to the
casino. Yeah.
Oh, no.
But dude, it's like I knew drinking that coffee, having that caffeine, being in the passenger seat, I'm gonna be like shaking and just tripping.
But here's why you did that. You did that because you felt bad in the moment, and you were like, I don't care. I don't want to feel like this. I want to feel just different than this.
Yes.
So whether it's better or worse, because sometimes I'll be, and after a night of drinking, I'll have a cup of coffee and it kind of brings me out of it. Like it's it's like a roll of the dice.
But you're not in the car going on a road trip.
Now that's different.
See, that's what I'm saying. And you have your open space and something.
If you're dehydrated, that's when you're when you're kind of hot, like you're a little clammy.
Yeah. See, you know what I'm talking about.
That's another topic we're going to talk about.
Okay. Yeah.
So controlling your emotions, like, to some point, it just comes with time. I don't, as a man, I didn't even really get going till I was 30.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm just now at a point where I just feel like an adult. Like, like my brother and his friends, they're 29 and 30 now, and they hey, Twin Peaks for lunch. And I'm like,
Chad?
Yeah. I mean, no, Chad's actually really good at saying no to stuff, which is another topic. Yeah, okay. He's better than me a lot of times.
Oh, really? Okay.
But used to, I don't know why I would feel almost obligated to go do things like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, topic number 2. Okay, I don't know. Oh, this is you. So
thank you. Put the blame on me.
So you tell me. Isaiah Carey, the Factor.
Carey. Shout out to Isaiah Carey, the Factor.
Who is that?
That's the guy has the Fox 26 show.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were on there, right?
I was on there. We had man, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember if I had met him out one night in Houston or what, but I remember we had each followed each other on Instagram. And we would comment on each other's stories. Like I'd be out in Houston or whatever. He's a big Houston guy. He's always like, out even before his shows, like he'll be going out, riding his bike around the city and stuff. So he would like comment on my stories. I'll comment on his stuff. And then he had actually reached out to me. He's like, hey man, do you want to come on the Factor? And on the outside looking in, I'm like, man, that's cool. Cause there ain't going to be a lot of news guys who have their own channels that are going to invite you. Actually, you have to have that content on your page for them to even invite you. And I was like, I took that as a compliment. I was like, dude, of course, like to me, you're a legend, man. Like you got your own. It takes a lot to have your own show on Fox 26 Houston. Like, of course. So we went there and we did the show. And I think what gave me, it was quite I'm not going to lie, it was quite an ego boost media wise for me, because at the end of it, he told me, he was like, man, I'm not going to lie. He's like, you did an absolutely like great job. And I was like, wow, like for him to like pull me to the side after the show, I was like, that's cool.
I bet it was intimidating, that set with the lights.
Dude,
like this, I got lights here.
As much as I want to lie, I did get nervous.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, when I'm sitting there, I'm like, and it is live. Don't let anybody lie to you. It is live. So I can do anything. If I want to do a publicity stunt or whatever, it can happen. It is live.
Damn.
It's not 30 seconds in. It's how we're doing it right now. That is how the show is going on.
Dude, I've even seen news anchors like melt down on lot because it's live and they freak out.
Yeah. But shout out to Isaiah Carey, real cool dude, and it's cool because even after that we stay in contact. Like I got his number, so it's like sometimes I'll just shoot him a text, and real cool guy though.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Isaiah. That was a really big moment last year. Fox 26 News, The Factor.
Yeah, dude, because you've been on that, and then I saw you always call into that stock guy.
Jim Cramer.
Yeah,
and he's always telling me that I'm doing wrong. And I'm like, the next day, one of my buddies, he's like, do the opposite of what Jim Cramer says. Because I don't think I've called in maybe 3 or 4 times, and every time I ask about a stock, he's like, no.
Does he know you by now?
No.
Yeah, he probably gets so many people.
Yeah, it's funny because I've had people say, does he know you by now? I'm like, dude, no. He sees so many people, but there's actually been a couple people that I've met like over the years, and they remember me. I'm like, how do you remember me? You've met so many people, but I don't know. I guess some people have that memory or whatever.
Is he out of New York?
He's out of New York, yeah.
Okay.
Wall Street, I believe. Classy. Somewhere in there. Yeah. Very classy.
Yeah. All right. Number 3. This seems kind of like it ties into number 1, but mentally stronger than ever.
Mentally stronger than ever. Yeah. No. I can set by the snap of the fingers. I know when I'm being lazy, and I'll accept the fact that I'm being lazy. And when it's time to go into grind mode, I'll just snap the fingers again. Okay, discipline time, and boom, wake up, gym. They get tired of me talking about the gym, but gym, work, and I'll do the things that I don't want to do.
That's where the gold is.
That's where the gold is.
Why?
That's where the treasure is.
Why do our brains, say there's something that you need to do. Mm-hmm. Okay, I need to go to you're laying in bed, like alarm goes off, beep, beep, beep. You wake up and you're like, okay, I need to get up. I need to brush my teeth. I need to drink some water, drink some coffee, go to the gym. But why? Those are the things you need to go do.
Yeah.
But everything inside of you is like, stay in bed 5 more minutes. This feels so good.
Like me today. Hey, man, give me 1 more hour.
It's crazy. Because I saw this thing the other day. This guy I graduated Texas State with, he got his doctorate in psychology, and he has an Instagram, and he was like, he says it's because your brain is not wired to keep you happy. It's wired to keep you alive.
What? True.
So
yes.
I guess your brain is like, hey, we're safe. We're good. We're in bed right now. No, there ain't no jaguars around the corner waiting to, kill us. Like, because we're still in that, we have the same brain our ancestors had 10,000 years ago.
Yes.
So, yeah, dude, we're not designed for this.
No, we're not.
Yeah. So and no wonder everybody has depression and anxiety, because it's like, dude, like these things right here, like think about this, like every time, as a man in general, you get on Instagram, all you see is fat bottom girls.
You going there? I was gonna say, you going there? So I told you it's gonna be uncensored,
but it throws that at you.
It does.
It throws it at you, And your brain doesn't know the difference between seeing it on a screen and seeing it in real life.
Yes.
So like I truly wonder about, like my brother-in-law is 15. He goes to LaPorte.
Okay.
And he's on Instagram. Like I didn't have that when I was 15. Can you imagine how desensitized those kids' brains
dude,
are going to be? Like, dude, it's crazy. And I get on Reddit and I should stay off Reddit, but I love it. There's a section where it's a like relationship advice. And it's like, caught my husband cheating, caught my wife cheating, whatever. And it's just like these long stories and they make TikToks about them.
Yeah.
And so I was on the TikTok and just, at night before bed, wasting time on TikTok and listening to these stories, like the AI voice reads them. And then I was like, this is some crazy shit. So I go over to the actual Reddit page for the relationship advice. And it's like all these crazy, like you can read like the top stories from the last year.
Yeah.
And one theme I noticed, and I'm not trying to be like vulgar. If there's kids in the car, you may want to turn it down, but it was women posting about how their boyfriends are like in their early to mid 20s, can't get it up.
Because they're watching so much
Because they're watching
corn.
so much corn. Dude, and there was even one where it was like, caught my boyfriend holding his phone in the middle of like trying to be intimate. Well, he's like watching it with her there.
Yeah.
And she turns around and sees him watching it. Like how, like where?
That is wild.
Where are these kids' brains going?
That is wild.
So it's like, that's a problem, dude. Like early 20s kids that can't.
And it's only getting worse.
Whenever in history has that been a problem? Just think about being, say you're 18 years old in 1943, you get drafted, you go to France in World War II.
Okay.
You don't have a phone, you don't have a TV, you don't have a radio. Like these guys would have like those pinup girls, like the calendars. That's all they had to look at. So imagine like by the time they got home and could touch a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably just sensory overload. Right?
Yes.
So, and then now it's like kids, I feel like would rather just like look at it online.
They're like, we'll look at it online.
Like,
we ain't got to worry about going out.
I don't go on a date.
Go on a date? What? No. Why go on a date? Get it right here.
Dude, and like the more we're immersed in this VR universe,
dude, man, read my mind.
People are going to quit dating. They're going to quit having other like, okay, so I'm going to put on my VR goggles.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a VR girlfriend that does whatever I want, whenever I want. And if I don't want to deal with her, I turn her off. Yes. So like the value of human beings is just going to go down.
Yes.
And people aren't going to want like a relationship with a real human. And the population is going to crash because people aren't going to be having kids.
Yeah.
Because it's too expensive.
No, it is
way too expensive. To put in all the effort of having a real relationship with a real human and have real kids.
When this VR stuff is just boom.
Yeah. And the government just taking more and more control. And they're going to be like,
man, they're
going to be like, fine, as long as I can sit here in my room with my goggles on.
Okay. Let me ask you real quick and not getting in, like I always say, not getting into off topic. Does the government want you, just answer this. Does the government want you sad or happy or they don't give a F?
They want you scared.
Okay. That's a good one. Okay.
Because what you're scared
of. That's a good one. That's the other answer. Because one of my other friends was said they just don't care. But no, I actually like that answer better.
Okay, the government doesn't care.
Okay.
The media wants you scared.
Correct.
Or sad. Because if you're happy, you're not going to watch the news. You're going to be like, oh, everything's good.
Yeah.
If you're scared and like depressed, you're going to sit there and, okay, the 5 o'clock news is on, honey. The boomers. My grandma, like she has something to say about the news every time we're together. And I'm like, the other day she was like, I just feel like all over the world, there's just so much bad stuff happening and wars and the weather, you got earthquakes and volcanoes and mudslides. And I said to her, I said, well, do you think that's a new thing? Or do you think that when you were a little kid, you had one radio with a couple stations and no television, and all you heard was local news or about the war or whatever was going on.
Yeah.
And she like doesn't want to hear that. She just wants to be like, it's bad out there.
Yeah.
And like it's like she almost wants to be scared.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, this world's gone crazy. But like every generation has said that, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right? Like every generation. Like I saw this thing the other day where it was talking, it was like in the 1950s, and it was like quotes that old people had said.
Yeah.
And it's like, these young people nowadays don't want to work, and
that's
blah,
true.
Blah, blah, blah. But it was all the same stuff that the grandparents now are saying.
Oh, okay.
But and it was like, eventually, what was it? It was like, eventually a new car is going to cost $5,000 and you won't be able to afford it. It's like, little do they know, dude. A new nice car nowadays is, like say you want a new Tahoe, 80. Like,
what about if I want a new Denali?
More.
Okay.
More than that. So, yeah, I just think people get caught up in like, we're the first people to experience X.
No, we're not. We're just, the times change, and you just got to live with the times.
Yeah. But things are accelerating. I will say that. Like, we will have more cycles of information in 1 week than our grandparents had in 5 years.
That's why when something big happens with the celebrity, it'll happen that day, and we'll be forgetting about it in minimum 2 days.
Yeah.
Maybe the next day. Who knows?
And I've told this story before, but I remember I was in college, and on the news, if you were watching the news, you would have sworn we were going to go to nuclear war with Iran. Mm-hmm. And I was convinced. I was like, it's over. Like, we're done.
Yeah.
What do you know? Nothing ever happened.
Yep.
Now, every time I'm in the gym, I'm doing cardio, you look up, it's something every day.
Every day. Yep.
Every day. Oh, well, Joe Biden has to strike back, and what's going to happen, and Putin, and nothing ever happens.
Yep.
So I'm like, why? You're not going to get me, dude. Like, it's going to have to actually happen for you to get me.
Yeah. And then when it happens, they're going to like shove it in your face even more. And that's where you just kind of, I just stay away from the news. The only time I ever watched the news was when the COVID thing was going, and that's what drove me crazy. Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up, because
it's nothing but anxiety.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't make money if they're not showing you something new.
Exactly.
And it's a 24-hour, it's almost like entertainment.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if they came on one day and they were like, good morning, America. This is your morning news, the morning talk show. Now over to so-and-so. And they're like, hey, good morning. Everything's good. We got nothing to say. Back to you.
Yeah. Nothing. Okay, I'm not watching this show no more.
Yeah. So that's why they got to have something to tell you.
Exactly. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So anyway, to get me off my high horse here.
Yeah, no, you were acting, man.
Okay, so Madden, dude. What's going on with Madden?
What's going on with Madden, dude? Did
they cancel it?
No. Madden's still going. Madden's my baby. What Madden is to me is, I know you said, I don't think you play video games. No, you do, because I'll be seeing you. Baker hopped off an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Call of Duty?
Yeah,
still?
Call of Duty.
Okay, what Call of Duty is to you is what Madden is to me.
FIFA. FIFA is my number one love of all time.
Okay, but I'm talking about like currently right now, what video game have you been the most consistent with?
I've been live in Warzone.
Okay. For over 10 years?
No. I only started playing Warzone in COVID.
Okay, not Warzone, Call of Duty in general.
Dude, so I played Call of Duty back in like 08, 09 a little bit.
10 years, okay.
But I was more of a Halo guy back then.
Me too.
But from 2010 to 2020, it was straight FIFA.
Okay. And why'd you stop?
Mixed in a little Fallout, some like RPGs. I never fully stop. I buy FIFA every year, but I just go through times where I'm like, if I'm playing an hour or two of Warzone every night before bed, I don't have time to play FIFA. Plus, like, not as many people play anymore.
Yes.
So, but FIFA is that one game where if somebody calls me and they're like, hey, you want to play FIFA? I'm like, hopping on. Like
okay. So I'm glad you brought that up, because like with Madden, it's the same. Not too many people play it, but you do have your select few. It's like, oh yeah, we hopping on, we playing. The thing with Madden is we're going back to making money. they don't care about the gameplay anymore.
No.
They care about the ultimate team, the VC. What is it? Virtual currency?
The VC or the DLC.
The DLC, the downloadable content, to where they don't care about the gameplay no more. They want those kids money to pay them to buy players.
That's Warzone.
Okay.
Why is Warzone free to play? So you get
on there
and you realize, okay, I can either...
Can you buy guns? I don't know anything
Yes.
about... Okay.
So
I'm not a Call of Duty guy.
Yeah, I get on there and I say, okay, I can either grind the shit out of Shipment, which is like just it's a map that's literally a square and you can get 50 kills in one game.
Yeah.
I'm going to either grind Shipment for a week to level up one gun, or I can pay $40 for the battle pass and get 10 guns.
Yeah.
I buy the battle pass every year.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would do the same thing.
Millions of players, that's probably $400 million that they're making. So it's not, when we were kids, hey, Madden 04 came out, you go to GameStop, you pay $50, you buy a disc, you go home, and that's the end of it.
That's it. And you're playing, there's no downloadable content, nothing like that, and you're just playing. So they're working on that gameplay. Now they're just like, oh no, F the gameplay.
We're
just going to go ahead. Yeah.
And if it's free,
you're going to play. Yeah. And the number one thing that I did is, because I would say that I'm an above average Madden player, but I will say this. I took like 3 months off just because I went into this year's Madden didn't stop playing last year's Madden, and I'm like, okay, this is the same game. I need a break.
FIFA's like that.
Dude, when I took the break, I kind of fell off, and now I feel like I'm just a little bit above average Madden player. Like, I'm not to where I used to be, and I'm like, I'm going to have to take this off season and get back to where I used to be. Madden's my baby. That's just all there is to it.
FIFA is very much like that. There's very few FIFAs where it came out, and I was like, wow, this is way different.
Yeah.
They'll change a few things here and there, but tell me this is how Madden is. I know this is how Madden is. You could, say you're playing a game, and you're up 2-0 at half.
Okay.
And you start the second half.
You mean 2-0 like 14-0?
No, on FIFA.
Oh, FIFA. Okay.
So a game is 90 minutes. So the first half is 45 minutes.
Okay.
So it's like 69, 70 minutes in. It's like you're about to wrap this game up.
Okay.
The other team scores. So now it's 2-1. It's like, okay, let's just finish this out.
Yeah.
Your team will start, like, say your defender's running backwards. They put a through ball in. Your guy will, like, stop and let the other guy by, and you'll just get smoked. It's like, and then your guy's, he gets pulled back. He's slower. It's like the game purposely, like, tries to screw you.
To entertain you, maybe even more.
But it's like, if you have momentum on your side,
yes,
your people are faster. You can get the ball. They're
absolutely,
they'll like muscle some guy out of the way to get the ball. If you lose momentum, your players are slow. They give the ball up. They do bad passes. You can't score. They'll shoot it into the stands. Tell me, with Madden, your quarterback will throw picks. You'll go to, like, bat a ball down that should be a wide open pick, and your guy will just drop it.
Dude,
right?
Yes, you're making me. You're blowing my mind right now that I'm thinking about it. And then, okay, on FIFA, can you change, like, okay, this is a thing that never gets talked about. Can you pick the time of the day that you play on FIFA? Do they have an option, like, where you can play at 1 o'clock too, or no?
So if you were playing, like, say if me and you turn on my Xbox and it's not an online match, we could pick it. But online, it just does it.
It just does it. Okay. So online, you can pick your time, I guess, if they, like, choose you. I feel like that has a lot to do. Like, if it's a prime time game on the Madden, I feel like weird stuff happens. Really? It's weird, dude.
Yeah.
It's weird. So I wish I could get more information. That's something I could go on Reddit on and say, like, times of games on Madden. Does that have anything to do with it? But no, it's so true.
Yeah. Me and, I don't know if you know Kyle Watts.
Yeah.
But we call it getting fiefed.
Getting fiefed?
Yeah. So, like, whenever some bullshit happens dude, and I'm not even joking, I've had games where I'm up 3-0 in, like, the 80th minute, and it'll be a 3-3 tie. It's like your team just gets disabled.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. Damn. And it's so streaky. I'll win 10 games in a row, and then I'll lose 7 in a row.
Yep.
It's very rarely like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. It's like either a stretch of wins and then a stretch of losses.
Highest win streak you ever win on FIFA online. Mine's 11 on Madden.
Man, probably somewhere around
Okay,
there,
around
11,
there.
11
Okay.
or 12. Because a season, I want to say, is 10 games.
Okay.
So, like, but what'll happen is you have divisions.
Yeah.
So, say when you first start, it's like your division. I forget what number you start, but basically, like, Division 1 is like the best.
Okay.
So, I'm typically like in between Division 1 and 2.
Okay.
But you get those fucking bots in Division 5.
Yeah.
That's, you just crush dudes.
Okay.
6-0, 6-1, 7-0.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Okay.
I love crushing people. I don't like it's stressful when like the whole game you're having to literally like sit up in your seat and like.
See, that's weird. I don't crush people like I used to, man. That's how I know I'm not as good as I used to be. Like, I'll win, but I don't crush them.
Dude, I remember Madden 05, Michael Vick. It was cheating. Keegan
04.
04. Yeah. Keegan used to get so mad, and we would play each other, and Keegan's competitive.
Yeah.
And we would basically it was like we're not allowed to use the Falcons. Because you could just run with it. You literally could just run all the way back to your end zone, just around the whole field.
You remember Virgil Pedraza or no?
Yeah.
Okay. He was the only competitor that I had on Madden. And I'm not going to lie, he was better than me. But I would always win the tournaments. Like, we would go, we'd be in different divisions, and he would lose over here, but I would win, and I would get to the championship, and I would win, like, the tournaments. But overall, when it comes to a player, he was better than me. So we had, like, our crew. I was always the best in my crew, but when Virgil came around, it was always that big. Like, when we go head-to-head, he'd always beat me most times, but then when there would come times where I win, I was like, all right, like, cool. But, yeah, that's just going to the you and Keegan story.
So you remember next to Buffalo Wild Wings, this was back in the day. I'm talking 04, 05.
Okay.
Next to Buffalo Wild Wings, there was a T-Mobile store.
Yes.
There was a dude in there named Bruce. It was this Asian dude. He was from L.A.
Okay.
And we would always go in there and just like talk. He was like super cool. And I don't know why we would just go in there. Like, we just got to know him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we had the sidekick. And he sold us the sidekick. So we'd go to Buffalo and he'd be in there working. We'd walk in there and just chop it up with him. Well, one day he's like, dude, it's kind of weird looking back on it. Like,
Yeah, no, it's cool. Oh, for you kids,
that's
bro.
just how it was back then.
Yeah.
You just talk to people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this dude's probably in his mid to late 20s at the time, and he's like, we got to talking to him. He's like, yeah, I play Madden. I'm in the top 100 on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
I was like, bullshit, dude. No, you're not.
Yeah.
He was like, look me up, and his gamer tag was Boolee, Buulee. Go to the top 100, bro.
He's in there.
He's like 21.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh. So I'm like, how, what makes you so good? And he was like, I will tell you, but if you ever tell anybody, I think 20 years on, I think I can tell.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll never talk to you again if you tell anybody.
Okay.
I was like, all right, I swear. And like I said, 20 years, I think statute of limitations, I'm good.
Okay.
He told me the defense he used. And it was literally, it was a computer hack.
Okay.
So you would do dime prevent. You would pull your safeties down,
yes,
and put your linebackers back. So it was like a straight line of defenders. So when the quarterback would drop back, the defense is just a computer program.
Yes.
The program knew like where the ball was going to go.
Wow.
So you would just pick, more interceptions.
Yes.
So I started doing this.
And you were killing it.
I was like 24 and like 1, my record.
Wow.
I would beat the shit out of people. Like, my offense wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
But he was like, all you got to do on offense is run out routes. So like, say I'm the quarterback, hike the ball. If I have a receiver that's going like
straight,
that,
going like, yeah.
He was like, just lead them. Just right before they break, throw it. It's an uncoverable route.
That's true.
So I would beat guys 28 to like 3.
Yeah.
It was never like 56 to nothing.
Yeah.
But people would message me and be like, oh, you're just a one-trick pony. You're never going to... And you know what's funny? I only got to do that for a couple months because then Madden 06 came out.
And it changed
it.
Shit.
And that was it. And I was back to regular.
Sucks, man. They catch on to that.
Yeah. But, dude, people would get pissed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
that's my problem is my defense, man. My defense is not how it used to be. Defense is so important to getting them picks.
And remember on 06, you had the sight.
The vision.
And like
QB vision.
Vic, it was like tiny.
Yes, it was tiny.
Peyton Manning's
was like that.
The whole field.
See, man, I'm telling you, that was my baby.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, I feel like games were just better back then.
Oh, they were, man, because it wasn't about it was about the gameplay. It's always about making money, but it was about the gameplay. We got to focus on the gameplay so people can keep on coming by. Now they're like, no, we need this quick money.
Games, I never one time ever once had an Xbox game crash.
Really?
Like an Xbox 360 game?
Oh, I have.
I never did.
Nice.
Especially on regular Xbox, like PS2, regular Xbox.
Really?
I never was just in the middle of a game and it just...
Really?
Warzone crashes weekly.
Oh, wow. Well, consider yourself lucky back then, because we had some crash for sure.
But so like motocross games, I know that's kind of a niche thing, but
yeah,
like ATV Off-Road Fury, and there's a game called MX versus ATV Alive.
Yeah.
To this day, it came out in 2011. It is better than any game they've come out with since. Like,
really?
Like the physics on dirt bikes is very tough.
Yeah.
So like a whip, like you could hit a jump and like a real dirt bike does like that, and then you just kind of like come like that.
Yeah.
These games now go yeah. Like it looks like it's so robotic and fake. They can't get the physics right.
Exactly.
But on that game that came out in 2011, the physics were just
because they were focused on that.
You could just throw whips. The bikes sounded like real bikes.
Yeah.
Like you have the rev limiter, like bikes are fuel injected now.
Yeah.
So when they hit a rev limiter, you get a now it's like these games now it's like it sounds comically bad.
Yeah.
So I don't even play those games anymore.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
So
anyways.
All right, man. Again, off my high horse. Okay, you take it away on this one. This is Zach's wheelhouse.
My wheelhouse.
Learning a lot of sports, listening to talk shows.
Oh man, so my boy Oz put me on this. So XM Radio, are you subscribed to XM Radio?
I'm a podcaster.
Okay. Are you a gambler? You gamble on games?
I'm a podcaster, brother.
All right.
Yes.
So let me get off of that.
I do like to gamble because you get locked in, you're invested.
Absolutely.
But I'm not going to throw like $1,000 on it. I'll throw $20.
Okay.
If like we're watching a game together, I'd be like, what's the odds?
I feel like every time I'm on my way to the casino, and I have been going to the casino a lot, and I'm not just thank you for the I don't know what word I'm looking for, but anyways, for the reassurance. When I'm going to the casino, we'll listen to XM and we'll listen to what they have on the sports talk show. Well, when you're on XM radio, you're only getting the high end people because you're actually having to pay to listen to these people. So if I'm going to pay to listen to these people, I'm going to put these high end talk show hosts on these things. Talk show hosts will go into detail, like just from everything from the pregame to what's going on. You'll have callers call in and not only have the talk show's opinion, but 5+ callers' opinion. And it just makes you have a better insight on the game. So I have learned, I didn't know I could learn any more about sports or any more about games going on. I have learned a tremendous amount listening to XM Talk, Sports Talk Radio.
Well, my deal with that is
XM, not 740, XM.
I find that a lot of these sports talk shows are a lot like the news in that, Lamar Jackson loses the game the other day.
Yeah.
And what's on the next day at the gym, they have the ESPN, whatever talk shows on ESPN. Will Lamar Jackson be the best quarterback to never win a Super Bowl?
Oh, really? Okay.
And it's like they're just looking for a they want it's like clickbait. It's like, how do you know he's never going to win a Super Bowl? The dude's what,
27.
Oh, is he that old?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got time.
Young.
He's got time.
That's crazy though that you saw that, because I can actually wow, now that I think about it, I know he's got time, but that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like they want to roast guys for one performance.
Yeah.
So again, I think it just gets clickbaity. I haven't listened to it in a long time, and I don't know. I just kind of fell off with it. I used to love to listen to Colin Cowherd.
Dude, okay, so back to, I don't know, his name gets brought up. I'm sorry, Virgil, but Virgil was a Colin Cowherd fan. And I never liked him. Now I like him.
I like him. He's funny.
This is
Dude,
the herd.
does he look like he does a little bit of drugs? Like a pill guy? Takes a pill or two here and there.
He comes off though like he's like royalty.
Yes.
Yeah, like
I'm too good for you.
He always says hat backward guy. You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't heard him say that. No.
Yeah, like he cannot, like his whole deal is like you wear your hat backwards, like basically saying that you're a loser.
You're a loser? Okay.
Yeah. And just like the connections, I haven't listened to him in forever, but the connections he tries to make, he'd be like, I was at Costco the other day and I was looking at this product.
Yeah, he does do that.
It's always been tried and true. I've used it since I was a kid. That's Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Or something. And then he's like, and then you have, I got an Instagram ad for, some health supplement.
Yeah.
That's Michael Vick.
Yeah.
And he tries to make these like connections that are hilarious. And sometimes they're good.
Yeah.
But
are you a Stephen A guy? You like Stephen A?
no. He is the ultimate example of, okay, when they tried to tie him, they tried to loop him in with the UFC. And he's trying to give his opinion.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's like, what do you know about the UFC?
What do you know about fighting?
Yeah.
Like, that was just...
that was your...
It's amazing to me how the decisions that these big corporations make. Mm-hmm. Like, why would you not hire a fighter or an ex-fighter to fill in there? It's like they might as well have hired Matthew McConaughey to do it. They might as well have hired an actor.
Yeah. Now, are you saying okay, if we go backwards and we take Stephen A out the UFC, I mean, do you like him? Do you respect him or no? It's cool if you don't. I don't care. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
No.
Damn. That disappoints me. It's all good though. I love Stephen A. I think Stephen A is the GOAT.
Why?
I think it's just pure. I think what he takes, like the takes that he does, first take, everything, he survived he goes in, he's just real. He actually said that he didn't like working with Skip Bayless. He didn't like work. I forgot who that other guy was. There was another guy on First Take, and he ended up having to go on another show. I just think his takes are good.
Okay, let me tell you this.
His scandals with Molly.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Take what Stephen A says.
Okay.
And instead of talking like this, Zach,
there you go.
Instead of talking like
entertainment.
this,
See, now you got me glued in. I'm watching.
So let's just say he says, who's like that player we drafted, the Rockets, that's like balling out right now?
Jalen Green?
Say it's Jalen Green.
Okay.
Jalen Green is overrated. I've been saying it.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Say if I said it like this. Jalen Green is overrated. Everybody'd be like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
It's because of how he says it. He could say the dumbest shit.
He's a bad man.
But it's how he says it that makes it like hook you
He
in.
just has that little style to him too. I know what you mean though. I know what you're
I'm
saying.
the type of guy, like I like to not get distracted.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm smarter than your average human.
Okay.
So I like to not get distracted by those things.
I like that opinion. I haven't heard anyone say that, but I like that.
So just next time you're listening to him, just think about what he's actually saying.
Yeah.
And put it in your brain and just put it in a normal tone.
Okay.
And then you'll be like, he may say some smart, and I'm sure he says a lot of smart
It's all
things.
good, man. You're not the first person that
He's
I've
just obnoxious.
debated. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
So, anything else about talk shows before we go to the next?
Oh,
topic?
no. We're good.
This one right here.
Oh, what we got? You're making me nervous, man.
Sometimes I just want to go have a coffee. And I like to go get an iced Americano at Black Rock Coffee.
Ooh.
And I walk up to them and I say, hello, may I please have a medium iced Americano with a light splash of 2%? And they say, yes, sir. That'll be $4.66.
Yeah.
It's going to ask you some questions. And they flip an iPad around
Oh, you're going there.
And they want
You're
me
going there.
to tip. I'm already paying $4.66 for a cup of coffee. You are at work being paid by this company. I'm not tipping you to pour me a cup of coffee.
Yes.
I'm not. However, if I sit down and you come and wait on me for an hour,
yes.
by all means, you deserve a 20% tip. Tip culture is getting crazy.
It's getting wild.
It's going to get to a point where you're going to be checking out at HEB. Boop, boop. All right, your total comes out to $180.27. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, and the checkout people are going to want to tip. I'm telling you, it's going to invade because, okay, how much extra do you think, like Crumble Cookies, another one. You go in there and it's going to ask you some questions. How many people just say, screw it, $2?
A lot.
Yeah. Say 1 million people a year do that. There's $2 million.
Yeah.
That's why they do it. So here's my rule on tipping. And I'm a tipper at a restaurant. I typically am a 30%. Like, I like to give people a little extra. I know it's hard times out there, and I know service industry people they work hard, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you get there at 5, you're out of there at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. If you're at Buffalo Wild Wings or something, you're running around, you're dealing with drunk morons. You deserve a tip if you do a good job.
Just pause right there. Don't let me. Are there more bad tippers than good tippers? Don't let me interrupt you on that. But are there more bad tippers than good tippers?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I would assume.
Or would you say 50-50?
I would say it's probably 50-50.
Okay, go ahead. Continue. You're doing good.
I mean, I do see, I saw a post in my neighborhood. No, it was Talk of League City.
My daughter is a waitress at Jimmy Changa's, and I know she does a good job. And the table of 12 that left her no tip, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
And dude, yeah, if you can afford to go out to eat with a table of 12, one waitress dealing with 12 people,
yeah.
They deserve a tip.
For sure.
Period.
And if she's say I'm going to watch a Packers game, this is what we did the other day, and I'm getting there at 3:00 to watch the Texans game because I want to be there for the Packers game. That's 6 hours that I was there, or maybe 7 hours. So I'm gonna tip her even extra because she's dealing with my ass.
And she's not getting turnover. She's not getting multiple parties.
Exactly.
So you got to tip for the people she's missing out.
The time.
Yeah. So that's my stance on that, man. You know, waiters and waitresses deserve a tip. Maybe a valet driver deserves a tip. Concierge at a hotel bringing up your bags, like service stuff.
Okay, so look, this is something I want to ask too, because this is something that you had brought up on Twitter, and I was the one where I was like, I'm looking back and I look back at it like how I do like with music, or I'm like, man, I wish I could have said that, but I just didn't say that. And I'm looking back, I see Blake's tweet, and I'm like, I wish I would have tweeted that because I'd be thinking that, and I just didn't think of it. And I'm like, but I got to give it to him because he said it first. When we go, no, this is some real stuff, and I'm asking myself as a single man. When I go to Hooters or when I go to Twin Peaks, am I tipping for the service or am I tipping for the women? Because it just seems like everybody's tipping extra when they go to places like that.
Well, okay, I have an answer.
I thank you.
How many men that you respect leave $200 tips at Twin Peaks?
None.
There you go.
Okay.
You are if you're tipping like that at Twin Peaks thinking that you're gonna
yeah get the corn.
That is pure insecurity.
Yes.
You have no respect for yourself.
Yes.
all you're communicating is, I have no self-respect. The only value I think I bring is this money.
This is money.
A real alpha male would get out his calculator and do the whole thing times 1.2. That's 20%.
Yeah.
And leave the exact amount that like down to the decimal.
Okay.
That's what a real man would do.
Okay.
Because it's fair. And if they did a good job, that's what they deserve.
But I'm asking you, should we be tipping a little extra at places like the? No, okay. I love the answer.
No.
I love the answer because everybody tells me yes, and I'm like, why?
Now
they're like, because this is what you're kind of going here for, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, I am, but
now let me make an amendment to this contract.
Go ahead.
So I have some friends that they are regulars at Pasadena Hooters. They like to go up there, have some beers, watch some games, and the girls know them. And it's not weird. It's not sexual. It's they're, hey guys, how y'all doing? Come sit down. Do they tip them a little extra because they know them on a first name basis and they get extra good service, and maybe they can, hey, can you text like, hey, we're headed up there. Can you save this table? If they're going the extra mile with someone they know, okay, tip them 30%.
Yeah.
Tip them a little extra.
Yeah.
But if you're a single man, you're walking into Hooters or Twin Peaks and it's just some girl you've never met and that you'll never see again, no.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's
how I feel about that.
Okay, cool. No, I respect it. Because like I said, this was the one that
because I've been in parties where, I'm tipping a normal amount and you got that guy that's like, hey, fool, I'm gonna
what's up, fool?
And they can't even afford it. But they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And they really think they're gonna get somewhere.
Yeah, they really do. Now, what about on to-go orders? Do you tip or no? Are you supposed to?
So, yes, I tip 5%.
Okay, I didn't know if you were supposed to or not.
I'll leave a couple bucks.
Okay.
So, like, say if I get it, like my wife was sick a couple weeks ago, and I picked up some baked potato soup at Cheddar's, and it was like $11. I tipped $2.
Okay.
And I'm doing that to be nice. I don't feel that obligated to do that. I'm doing that because it took them a little minute to bag it up, and
Okay.
You extrapolate that over an hour, that's like $24 an hour.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm going to have to post that clip on Instagram and see what kind of feedback we get.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of clips on here that like I said, we're going to bring it uncensored.
I want this episode to be a little divisive.
It is, man. You've been letting them words go, bro.
Dude, sometimes you can only stay professional for so. And not that this is unprofessional. Sometimes I want to have a podcast where I'm just saying how I feel.
And I feel that way too, man. I feel like I'm not like doing this for the audience. I'm doing this for me and you and myself.
Yeah.
And I'm just talking how I feel. And that's how I'm going to do it. Because I think I said, hey, man, we're coming uncensored today, bro.
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling.
Third time's the charm. Let's keep it rolling, bro.
This one is hilarious.
Oh, man, dude.
All right. Stop putting stuff up for sale on Facebook.
Oh, I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this.
Stop putting stuff up for sale on Facebook. If you're going to sell something, put it for cheap. It's embarrassing.
To all the people listening, stop putting stuff up for sale on effing Facebook. Please, 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 please. If you're going to sell something, by all means, just go on eBay. Go on this. Stop. And you know what? Oh, dude, you know what really, I don't even say this word. You know what grinds my gears? Is they will be selling stuff. And it's that, like, say if they want to like sell a dress, it'll be like maybe $10 less than what they bought it for. Like, dude, if you're gonna sell it, okay, like if I sell something, which I hardly ever do, but if I do, I'm gonna sell it for cheap. I want it out of here.
Yes.
I want it out of here. And I swear to God, the thing can cost maybe $600. I'll sell it for $100.
Yeah.
Just get it out of here.
The whole point is to get it.
Don't get $600. They'll be selling it for like, I swear to God, they'll be selling it for like $550. At most $500. Dude, stop. Get it out of here and sell it. And yes, stop posting stuff to sell on Facebook. Maybe you go on Marketplace, but don't post it on our feeds. I don't want to see that.
I sold my dining room table. I converted my dining room to my office.
Yeah.
And I had a nice dining room table.
You did. I think I had seen that.
Yeah. But my whole reason for putting it on Facebook, I think I put it up. I was like, I don't even know what this is worth. I think I put $300 on it. My plan was, if I get an offer, I'm taking it.
Okay.
I think I sold it for $75.
Okay, there you go.
Some kid and his family came and picked it up, and it's gone now, and I don't have to deal with it.
Exactly.
And I got it for free anyways.
Yeah.
So, but I know what you're saying. Say I put $600 on it, and I'm like, I know what I got. No low ballers. And here's the other thing. My buddy Fernando right now, he's selling a really nice lowrider car. It's like a 70-something model Cadillac, I believe. Forgive me, Fernando, if I'm wrong. But he posts screenshots of these morons. I think he's asking $18,000 for it. And you get the, hey, what's the lowest you'll take?
It's the lowest you'll take.
And he's like, 18,000.
I've never heard that one before.
Or they'll be like, 15,000 cash money. And it's like, okay, well, I don't care if it's cash or check or what. Like,
I don't think I ever laughed that hard.
yeah.
Cash money, baby.
Yeah,
It's all
$100
greens. Cash is king. Let's get it.
Dude, dealing with the general public is, like these talk of pages. Like, I don't know if you ever seen Talk of Alvin, but oh my gosh.
We went to Dairy Queen and they screwed up my order, and we got all the way to the house before we realized it. We had to go all the way back to Dairy Queen.
It's like you're eating at Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah. That's so funny, dude. That was a tearjerker. That just cracked me up when you say 18. It's like, all right, dude, 15K cash money. It's like, just because you're going to say cash money, we're going to take 3,000 off of that. Here you go.
I saw somebody post something the other day. It was like it was something for 3,000, and this guy was like 1,200. At least give me half.
Yeah. 1,200.
I used to would sell stuff on Craigslist for my dad's friends back in the day.
Craigslist. I forgot about that.
And dude, yeah, it's different times now.
Oh, dude, yeah, way different times.
Craigslist is kind of outdated.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's funny.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that got me going.
Okay. This is going to be another one that I've never watched either of these shows.
Okay.
Sopranos and Wednesday being my favorite shows of 2023. Not believing in conspiracies. I'm interested to see what you mean by that.
All right, so make sure you keep me on topic. But Sopranos, everybody who's watching this, and if you're hearing this, stop whatever TV series you're watching right now. No, you know what? I'm gonna be nice. Go ahead and finish whatever TV series you're watching right now.
I'm gonna finish watching Griselda right now.
Everyone and their mother is watching Griselda now.
Shit.
I'll start. Is it good?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Because I
8 out of 10.
I already knew who she was, so I was like, ooh, like I kind of was interested about seeing what it was about. It's good. I like it.
8 out of 10.
I don't know yet.
Okay, you don't know yet.
It's at a breaking point right now where some shit's about to go down.
Okay,
so I'll let you know after we watch the episode.
Cool. Yeah, let me know about that. But yeah, whatever series you're watching, after that, just trust me. Stick with Sopranos. It is great. But the thing about Sopranos is you got to keep on. Just keep on keeping on until you finish. It is a little slow in season 1. God, hands down, just the best acting. And we had talked about this in New York last time we had the podcast about Italians. It just kind of shows that Italian lifestyle. And Italians love to eat. And they are just literally eating throughout like just the whole series. It is just such a great show. So that's my take on Sopranos. So the thing on Wednesday, the love of my life, Jenna Ortega. And I get a lot of backlash because a lot of people say, oh, she's young. And I'm like, she's 22, 23. Y'all need to relax. And she's hot as fuck. So anyways.
Jenna Ortega.
She's a girl on Wednesday. Have you watched Wednesday or no? Okay. Have you heard of Wednesday? No. What?
I'm not really a big TV show guy. Okay. I'll find a show if I get on Netflix and see something I like.
Did you watch Scream 5 or Scream 6? I'm not a big TV show guy either.
I've only seen like the original Scream.
Okay. Never mind. All right. Anyways, do you know who Jenna Ortega is at all?
I'm viewing some photos of her right now. She's an attractive woman.
Thank you. All right, that's all I needed to hear.
21 years old.
Dang it. I know. I was trying to lie. I was trying to lie to the public. You weren't supposed to say that. Okay, never mind. They caught me. Dang it.
I mean, 21 is what it is, man.
It is what it is. She's hot, all right? So I'm tired of hearing backlash because I ain't going to say his name because I don't want him getting publicity, but he'd always Instagram, oh, she's 18, bro. She's 18. Like he would message me on Instagram. I was just like, God, I'd just be getting, but it's whatever. So I was watching this movie. I was channel surfing or whatever, and it was called X. And I'm looking at the info, and I had heard some stuff about A24. You familiar with A24 production? No? Okay. Never mind. Okay, anyways.
I don't know shit, bro.
Shaq will know. No, it's all good. Shaq will know what I'm talking about. So A24 is a great production company. Did you see Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler?
I did, but I fell asleep towards the end of it.
Okay, it's cool, but it's one of those movies where it's just it's stress, it's anxiety inducing and all that. So I'm like, A24, I'm gonna watch it. I had no idea what it's about. So I'm clicking the info. It's based on like the 1960s, 70s. These gang of people, it's like 10 people, they're shooting corn, and they're wanting to rent out a house that's next to this other house. And they're like, okay, like you can rent out the house. So, you know, they're shooting corn or whatever. And after that, Jenna Ortega's like one of the girls who's like filming it. Well, then she's like, I want to be in it. And the whole time I was just like, God, she's hot. In my head, I'm like, dude, I have a feeling she's like going to want to get in the scene. So like, no homo. Kid Cudi's like in there. It doesn't show anything, but Kid Cudi's in there, and they're like about to do the scene with like Jenna Ortega, and then it just like kind of stops. I was like, God, she is so hot. And then after that, I talked about this movie with somebody. They're like, oh yeah, you got to see Wednesday on Netflix. Dude, I saw Wednesday on Netflix. Are you a Harry Potter fan?
If it's on, I'll watch it.
Okay,
I'm the same way.
I'm the same way. Yeah. I would say I'm a fan to a certain extent. I haven't seen every one of them, but Wednesday reminded me of Harry Potter. But the thing about Jenna Ortega is I can't remember the last time, like, I am like really obsessed with her. Like, I am engaged like with every movie. Like, I will attempt to watch every movie she's in. She just came out with a movie called Miller's Girl, where she's an 18-year-old like dating like a teacher or whatever, but I heard it really sucked and it was like really, really bad. I heard like the Rotten Tomatoes and everything was just like dissonant. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to waste my time. But she was in Scream 5, I believe, and Scream 6 or whatever. But anyways, this is like the first actress that I'm like really engaged in, just because like her acting style is just, it's unique. It's engaging, the way she speaks, the way like her looks is. She did you're gonna have to I'll send you it, but she did a Saturday Night Live promo. Dude, all her scenes were just terrific and great. So if you haven't seen Wednesday, go watch Wednesday. And Wednesday season 2 should be coming out sometime later this year. So Sopranos and Wednesday.
You know what? I have heard of Wednesday.
There you go.
Yeah,
it's like it's the most viewed Netflix series, I believe.
Okay.
So yeah, Jenna Ortega.
Okay,
love her.
Staying away from work politics.
Shout out to my dad for this one, and it took me a while to understand this. There is men in their 40s, men in their 50s. Who knows? I now state, no matter how me and you'd be different because I'm still going to shoot the shit with you. So I'm not going to compare you. It could be somebody that I am cool with to this day as a coworker, but I'm not going to tell him my business, and I'm not going to tell him anything about another coworker, because we could be shooting the shit and he could be shooting the shit back at me. And then as soon as you know it, he's on another job with another coworker, and he's just telling everything that I just told him about him. So I stay to myself now, and work has been so peaceful. So I don't want to be into politics as much. And when
you say politics, you don't mean literally like who you're voting for. You mean,
I mean that too.
You mean gossip.
Well, I mainly mean like what I'm talking about now. Yes, gossip at work politics.
Yeah. I definitely feel that, because I mean, especially in an office environment, and I'm not saying people at my office do it, but there's times where people will be talking to you, and I'm not saying this is at work. I'm talking about just like, say, in friend circles in general.
Yes.
Somebody be like airing out the dirty laundry about someone else, and I'm like, why are you telling, like, this is not, A, that's none of your business, and B, I could just go tell this person everything you're saying right now. Like,
exactly.
And I've definitely said stuff in the past where I'm like, why did I say that? Like, I shouldn't say. So like, as I've gotten older, I've definitely learned to just shut up. Like, like, there's no upside to making someone else look bad.
Absolutely. So with the work politics, I stay to myself now. I ain't talking about any other coworkers. I'm there to make money. I do my job. I go home. I'm good, and I don't have to worry about anything getting out there because I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Because people they have no lives. I feel like they had no lives, or maybe they weren't popular in high school, or who knows, and like this is their new life, so they can feel great.
What sucks is when you are cool with someone. I ran into this recently at a wedding. I said something about somebody, and this other person I was talking to was like, F that mother effer, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hey, bro, I know that y'all don't like each other or whatever.
Yeah.
He's my friend.
Yeah.
I'm cool with you. Leave me out of that.
That's a perfect way you can do that, because I would do the same exact thing.
And he kept going, just blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, he's my friend, dude. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. No, and
it's always over a chick, right?
Always over a chick. 90% of the time, it's always over a chick. 10% of the time, it's just over some bullshit.
Or I've had times at work where, you know, someone in the industry, not realtors, but like we work with other industry people.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, you need to stay away from so-and-so. They did this and this and this. And I'm like, they've always done good for me. Like, I'm cool with them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep until they
screw me over.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can always kind of tell if someone's going to screw you over. Or you can always, this is something that I've learned too, and I should have learned, you can always tell about their history. Mm-hmm. What is their history with other people? If their history was bad, it's only a matter of time.
When you were younger, did you ever bring people around and your parents would be like,
yes.
They'd be like, I don't like that kid.
Dude, yes.
Looking back,
and then
they were always right.
And they were always right. And there'd be a couple that my dad was like, I don't like him. 20 years later, yeah, I'm like, dude, why didn't I listen to him?
Yeah.
Because this guy's like a total loser.
Yeah.
Like, what was I doing even hanging out with this guy?
But their history,
and I've
tweeted this.
Okay.
A red flag in people in general. If you see someone that has a new best friend every 6 months, that's a huge red flag.
Huge red flag.
Because that means, or like that, you know, the guy or the girl that they do that, and it's like, say they're trying to buddy up with you, and they're like talking about somebody who used to be their best friend, and they'll be like, oh, they screwed me over, and everybody always screws me over, and it's always everyone else's fault. And it's like, hey, buddy, what's the common denominator here? It's you.
Or when they're too friendly, dude. If they're too friendly, and
they want to hang out,
out all the time. It's weird, bro.
Yeah,
dude, it's weird. And dude, I'm not just like, I'm a cool, down to earth guy, man. Like it's cool to be friends with me, and I'm not bigging myself up. I am a really great guy, but it's like when you get those people that hang out with you once, and then the next day they're like, "Hey, man," I'm like, bro, I have a life. Like I gotta work.
Yeah,
I got my other friends I attend to. We're cool, bro, but like I don't just let anybody in my circle.
Yeah,
I don't, and I like to call it like 2.0, 3.0. Like I had like 3 friends move this past like 2 years, and there was a moment there for a little bit where I'm like, dude, I've never been in this situation, but I got to catch new friends, and
it's hard. It's weird too as an adult.
It was, and then dude, I was at Hooters one day, and shout out to Sam. Sam ended up an old friend from back in the day. He ended up coming in, and he has a group of people that I'm cool with. And now to this day, dude, it's just like a whole new vibe. Now I'm cool with him and his friends, and we go out, and it's all family. Yeah. And then, you know, there's a couple of other friends that I've known for like 5 years, but it's like I feel like, okay, these are the final stages. I am cool with this set amount of people, and I'm cool with the people that I speak with, and I'm good. Like I don't need anybody else like in the circle. And if somebody else comes in the circle, be a friend of a friend that I trust, but like I'm good for right now. But I was going to get to the point. I've learned this my whole life, and as much as I wish I could stop it, there's nothing that we can do about the friend circle, because at the end of the day, everyone's just going to talk shit about everyone, even if we try our best to prevent it, and even though it's not the right thing to do, it's just going to happen. And it's just, to me, it's just like, whatever. We're friends, and it's just whatever. It's just what happens. Everybody gossips, man. Yeah. Everybody gossips.
Yeah.
As much as we hate to like think that they don't, they do.
I have my core group of friends that Keegan's been my best friend. He's like a brother to me.
Okay.
Other than that, it's like Chet. You know Chet?
I know Chet.
Yeah. I met him when I was like 23.
Okay.
So, but he's like top 3 best friends of mine.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then I have some friends that kind of fell off. And then I have some friends that I met later on. Like I have a group of League City friends now that, you know, like we're friends. And when I see them somewhere, it's like, bro, like, you know, it's like it's a very natural flowy vibe. It's not weird, but it's not that same level as to like me and Keegan.
Yeah, I was gonna say you and Keegan probably had that like the insider jokes
Or like,
the
or like Chet. Like it's
Chet's-
it's a slow burn with those guys. Like they're
Yeah.
my 2 best friends, but I see them 2-3 times a month. I don't
Okay.
see them like every other day.
yeah, of course.
It's
Yeah.
like, you know, but both those guys have 2 kids. You know,
That's
and
true.
as
You gotta
grow
put
up-
family,
You grow
yeah.
up, dude. Your activities change.
Your activities definitely do change.
Yeah, we can't
for
just
sure.
we can't all just go to New Orleans anymore. You know,
What's your definition of and you're always real, but I don't know why I'm saying this, but be real when I ask you this. What is your definition of falling off?
stopping making an effort that matches my effort.
Okay. Falling off, not comparing like to you, just falling off in general. Like not being your friend falling off.
Just like, you know, in 2020, I was hanging around a certain group of people and it was always like, what are we doing this weekend? This and that. And
Okay.
then like once me and Kelsey got together, it was, you saw it for what it was. It's like, oh, we were just drinking together. We weren't really like as close as I thought we were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Falling off. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like me and Keegan have never fallen off because we're true friends. Like whether, you know, me and him can get together for beers or we can get together and just watch the Texans at his house or cook or, you know, do grill steaks or whatever we're doing. It's not about the activity. It's about us being friends.
No. I'm not talking about like in a friend state. I'm talking about when we're saying he or she fell off. Like, okay, like for me, he or she fell off. Like to me, I mean, in the year that we're living in, they stopped just totally. Like they either lost a job, and I hate to say it, you either lost a job or you just stopped posting on social media or you're not social no more. Like, or he or she
Well, it could-
fell off. I don't hear about them no more.
It could be anything. I
Okay,
mean, say if I developed a drug habit and
He felt there.
got out of real estate and Kelsey, I was like a drain on my wife. And
Blake Baker fell off.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay. I was just trying to get your.
not gonna
take.
happen. Never catch me falling off, man.
Hey.
Yeah.
Same here, brother.
So
Same here.
But yeah, I mean, it could be a lot of things. I mean, and it also depends on.
It could be a lot of things. Zach Estrada stopped going to the gym for a year. And he fell off.
Okay, look at it this way. Say if I was selling 300 homes a year. Okay.
Okay.
And then I retracted back to what I'm doing now, which is about 40 to 50 a year. Oh, Blake fell off,
Yeah. For sure.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's all relative.
for sure. Hey, I ain't seeing his face on billboards no more.
Yeah. So it just kind of it's a sliding scale.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, for
sure. New book and new music on the way.
New book and new music on the way. Let's get it. Nah, so we'll go ahead and talk about the new book. That's like 10% written.
You're writing a book?
I am writing a book.
No way.
Yes. So it's already got the title. We're gonna go ahead and release it exclusively on the Under Contract podcast.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's called Start Today.
All right.
It's called Start Today. I can give you a little information. Probably the next time I come here, it'll be like 50% done, and that'll be the new promotion. Start, doing interviews and stuff. But it's called Start Today. It's a discipline book. The only thing that I'm worried about is it's going to be really attended to more of a younger audience, because I would want a younger audience to like see this book as it is
And avoid the mistakes that you
and
made.
avoid the mistakes that I made. It's just hard to tell an 18-year-old kid what to do, because I remember being told what to do at 18 and
you
I
thought you knew.
And I thought I knew and I didn't. So you can't process it, but hey, who knows who I could influence out there. But it's really attained. I would like a 25 and under to understand like what I'm talking about, like in this book. But it's going to go over like a bunch of stuff. Like, I don't want to get too deep into it, but like, it'll go deep into like what you like, when's the right time to move out, just a bunch of personal stuff. Well, like I said, I won't dive too deep into it, but there will be a new book. The book is coming sometime next year, early next year in 2025. Like I said, I'm like 10% into it right now, but it'll be called Start Today. I plan on writing 3 books, but that's the one that I'm really focused on is called Start Today. So like I said, it's a discipline book. And I don't want people to think I'm being a hypocrite, because I talked earlier about this podcast. Like, I know when I'm being lazy and I'm okay with it, but then I know when there's time to grind and I'm cool with that too. So yeah. And then I don't know if you knew this, but I used to rap back in the day. I don't know if did you know that or no? A little bit, so and so.
I used to do a little bit too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But I actually I'd put out like a mixtape or whatever, and it was really, really solid. And if I had to really grade that mixtape from a 1 through a 5, I would grade it a 3 out of 5.
Dang, I want to hear it.
I think it was good, dude. I want to hear it too. And I think I put on Twitter, and I really did mean this. I said, I will offer somebody $300 if you have my old mixtape from back in the day. Like, I will give you $300 if you have. I still will. And I can't remember how many I sold. I want to say I sold from a year span, like maybe 500. And I don't know if we made that money back than we actually like spent on buying the recording equipment. Because my brother like produced like maybe 3 or 4 songs.
I remember he used to do some like funny
that's
songs.
A whole nother. Oh yeah, that's where I got it from.
Yeah,
and he was on top 50 MySpace in Texas doing his little comedy skits and the songs. Yeah, he was doing the funny songs.
He had that song
PPMP Records. So that was the little record thing that we'd have. Yes, that's crazy. You remember that?
I was thinking about that the other day for some reason,
dude. PPMP.
Yeah.
My best friend's going to hear this too. His name's Jonathan, and he was the creator of that. PPMP. It was always everything we do on a computer, PPMP, passwords, everything from back in the day.
Yeah.
That is some original stuff. That's crazy. That's crazy you remember that. But no, what they can expect is, I wouldn't say they could get an album out. I do want to do an EP. I got about 2 songs wrapped up already. I want to get like 6 songs out there, but I don't think what people don't understand when it comes to writing music, and I can honestly say I've only had this like zone maybe 2 or 3 times, is like when it comes to writing music, you are constantly just listening to the same instrumental over. And this is how I do it. And I'm listening to the same instrumental over and over and over. And I'm putting voice notes. And I'm like, okay, this rhymes with this. This rhymes with this. But the weird thing about me, and my core audience will know this, is I just always have to be dissing somebody. And it's not that I want to dish you. It's the fact that I do want to dish you, and I want the controversy, and I want to get the people talking. And it just causes attention. It does get the people going. Oh, so-and-so just said this about this. And that's how it's always going to be. So, yeah, they can definitely expect that before the end of the year. So the book will be next year. The music will definitely be... it'll be done before this year for sure. Because I want to get into different avenues of doing stuff, as far as like as careers go. Not saying I want to make music a career. I'm doing the music for fun. The book thing I would love to make like a career, but I have to just see how the first one performs.
Yeah, it's tough because you send it to a publisher and then they try to like totally redo the whole book. I've heard it's crazy.
Yes, it is. But I got one person I'm talking to about like the publishing thing and stuff like that. So yeah, it should be good. But yeah, different. Definitely this year, like different avenues and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what they can expect.
The home stretch of topics. I'm not going to go through all the rest of these because some of them, now that I look at them, just aren't very meaty.
That's fine.
This one I am going to go into because I know that people love this stuff, man, and I don't get it. I get liking it, but I don't get being like Team X. And this is what I mean. Crawfish.
Oh, man.
Here's my deal with crawfish. Going and eating 10 pounds of crawfish at some restaurant.
Okay.
You're paying this year it's going to be bad, but $80 for a plate of crawfish. Every single one you have to tear it apart for a little flavorless piece of meat. And people are like, you're eating the wrong crawfish. I don't care what you do to it, to how you cook it. There's not a ton of flavor.
There's not. Never is.
There's not. Sucking the head is not really my thing. I'm just not a huge seafood. I'm not a huge seafood guy anyway, and I'll say that.
Oh, really? Okay.
But here's what I do. I'll go to Sam's Boat or wherever, and I'll get 2 pounds of crawfish, and that's an appetizer. And then I'll order a real meal.
Okay.
And I'll get out of there for $40.
Okay.
I just don't understand like people being so passionate about this crustacean. And I think it ties. I'll loop in another topic.
Okay.
With this.
Okay.
It just shows kind of in my mind like people like certain things because they want other people like them. So
yes,
if I like this too, then I have something in common with you. I mean, dude, I don't know. Maybe some people do love them that much. I don't personally. I don't get it.
I don't get it either, but no, I think what you're saying is true. I think there is a percentage of people out there that are just like, oh, no, I like crawfish because everybody likes crawfish. Let's be together. Let's be crawfish buddies. Oh, yeah, crawfish. Most overrated thing.
I think it's more about we're having a boil, come over and hang out.
Okay, so the boil's a whole nother other thing. The boil, I'm just there and I'm hanging out. Yeah. I don't give a F about the crawfish.
But here's the deal. If you're going to be boiling crawfish, I'd rather throw some cold boiled, like some shrimp in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're doing that.
That's sure. Delicious. I'll eat that. There's actual meat there.
Yeah.
And you peel one layer and it's down.
Yeah.
Dude, like you leave the place, it's all under your fingernails. It's like you cut your fingers open, cracking them. It's spicy. I don't get it.
That's one thing you had said too. And I was like, God, I thought I was the only one. I think I replied back to you.
And this is going to piss some people off. I mean, it's going like, if I posted a clip like this on Facebook,
oh, dude, I'm gonna piss people off with the Facebook selling stuff because I know personal people that do that.
Yeah. Okay, so this is another one from Twitter. Hangxiety.
This is all you.
Yeah, and just drinking alcohol in general. You know, as I have gotten older, the body doesn't absorb. It doesn't take damage like it used to.
Correct.
I'm not joking. I can go to Twin Peaks and have 2 draft beers. I'll wake up the next day and I'm not necessarily hungover per se, but I feel low energy, lethargic, just unmotivated. And I find that when I take, like, say if I go like a month with no alcohol, my everything's better. My digestion's better. My mood's better. And the hangxiety thing, you know, when I was 18, 19, 20, you know, high school parties and stuff, college parties. I didn't really party. I didn't even drink until I graduated high school. I drank maybe one time before I graduated high school.
Wow.
But when I was like 19, 20, you know, I could be up till 3 a.m, you know, playing beer pong and everything, have who knows how many beers.
Yeah.
I'll wake up the next morning at 9 or 10. I'd have a little bit of a headache, like a little bit.
Yeah.
But wake up, shake it off, have some oatmeal, head to the gym.
Yeah.
And I noticed in my mid-20s that was no longer the case. And now at 34, dude, I mean, like, I
forget you're 34.
I went to a wedding a couple weekends ago and had, probably 8-9 beers, something like that. I was disabled the next day.
Disabled? Just with 8 or 9 beers? No shots?
No. No. Yeah.
Dude, how are you disabled just with
I don't know.
9 beers?
Yeah. And every time I do that, I wake up at 5 a.m.,
oh, yes.
I'm wide
awake.
And I'm exhausted, but I'm too anxious to sleep. So I'm just in that purgatory of like just sitting there, just laying there awake, and you're so tired, but you're just so anxious and you can't sleep.
Is this the definition of hangxiety?
Yes.
Okay, that's crazy because I've had that happen. I haven't had that happen in a while. But that used to happen to me all the time, and I cannot stand it.
Oh, dude, it's hell. But I've had people tell me like, I've never had that. I'm tired the next day, or I have a headache, but I just sleep it off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? Like, I wish to. And I've had people tell me, my buddy Reese Mobley,
Yeah.
I don't get hungover. Like what? How?
Yeah.
How? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, say you drink 25 beers, you're not going to feel any different the next day?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
So, but maybe not, man. I've heard that there's like a genetic mutation that 1 out of 10 people have where alcohol actually makes them lock in better.
Really?
You ever drank with people? Like, there's some people they drink, and like the more they drink, the more like better they are at whatever they're doing. So whether it be shooting pool or beer pong or
Oh, yeah. For sure.
like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's wild.
but dude, I've toyed with the idea of just like, especially with my kid on the way, I'm like, dude, I don't think I'll drink because I can't imagine waking up hungover with a crying baby.
You've been talking about this, and I actually like really do believe you, because a lot of people are like, oh no, but no, you were very serious about this on the last episode that me and you did,
Bro, because because last Sunday, I didn't drink last weekend at all. I woke up Sunday, I felt so good, I felt so energized, I felt like I actually got sleep, and I'm like, damn, this is how you're supposed to feel. You're not supposed to feel like trash on Sunday, spend all day in bed, wasting your day. Like, you're actually supposed to like get rest on the weekends.
Yeah, that's true.
And dude, it's just like every time, there's very few times where I like partied and woke up the next day and was like, that was worth it.
Really?
Dude, the only times.
That's the thing that we're opposite in, because I could be like, man, I had such a blast.
But there's times where it is worth it. Like my bachelor party in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
I was miserable the next day, but I was like, man, that was badass.
Okay.
My wedding,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's like a celebration. But like, not, I got nothing going on tonight. I guess we'll go to Twin Peaks, and then you end up at Little Woodrow's, and then you're just doing it because you had nothing else to do. When you could have stayed in, but you didn't.
Oh,
Then that's
those moments. Then yes,
that's when I wake up and I'm like, why did I do that?
Okay.
Can you identify with that?
Yes, yeah. Now I can identify with that. Now you're kind of, when you're being specific. Now I can understand. Like when there's moments like that, I can for sure identify with that.
When I get hammered within 10 miles of my house for no reason, that's when I'm like, why'd I do that?
Okay. I like the stuff where you have planned and you're like, all right, I know it's going to be a good night. And
yeah, like a wedding or like somebody's, we're going to have my diaper party here in a couple months and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you're going to have fun with your friends and make those memories, but golly, like I can't imagine getting to a point where, like, I've never been a guy where I get home from work and I like have
me neither.
3 or 4 beers.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm specifically a social drinker.
Yeah,
other than that,
neither.
I've never been like just chilling at the house drinking.
Yeah, same. Nah. That's how you gain weight the fastest too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. Because it's all
yeah. So
no, I don't be doing that.
But we'll have to see, man. I mean, when little Eli comes along, it's going to be.
It's gonna be crazy, man. Excited for you.
I'm excited, but
I don't nervous at the same time.
I don't want to say I'm nervous just because, like, I know I'll figure out what to do and get through it and everything.
Yeah, but
dude, and like, this is another topic I guess I'll just move on to. It's like so many guys or people in general, you get that phone call. Hey, what's up, man? Congratulations. Oh, your life's about to be over.
Who does that? I've never once said that to anybody.
Or like I'll see people and they'll have their kid with them and the kid's just running around. Oh, this is what you got to look forward to. I'm like, bro, like,
is that comment necessary?
Here's the deal. I'm ready for that.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take on something bigger than myself.
Exactly.
Like, it's a blessing. Like, don't forget that.
Yeah.
And I know there's going to be times where, the baby won't sleep and I'm just sleep deprived.
Yes.
And I might lose sight of that for a couple hours.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, it's like, it's such a blessing. Like, I was telling Kelsey the other day, like, how fortunate we are to have, like, we were just like decided, like, okay, we're going to start, if it happens, it happens. Pregnant. Like, how lucky are we that it just happened like that? Because there's people that would they just try and they just don't and can't. And that would, dude, I just tell her, I was just telling her, I'm like, man, tell the man up above, thank you. Cause we're lucky. We're very lucky. So
I think that puts a lot of stress on a couple. A big time stress.
And I feel like it would really show you what the relationship was really about.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
true.
And I hate to say that.
No, hey, it's life, man. It's life.
Yeah.
Life is not fair.
Oh, it's not.
It's
brutal.
not fair. It's brutal, man. That's the thing. Life is not fair. Oh, why do you get this? Why do you get that? Hey, man, life's not fair. That's just all it is. And dude, my words, man. This is my 2024. Sweep it under the rug. Yeah. Sweep it under the rug. Go back to the next day.
Like David Goggins. He's like, so your wife left you. She doesn't want you any longer. Forget about it.
I can't stand that guy.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't stand him?
I can't stand him.
But that's exactly what you're talking about. Sweep it under the rug.
It is what I'm talking about, but I can't stand that guy though. But I like what you're getting at. But like it was just, for example, I had a blown out. I never shop at HEB. I always shop at Kroger because it's closer to where I live. And anyways, I just happened to go to HEB and I had a blown out tire. Well, luckily there was a tire shop. I don't know shit about vehicles. So I called my dad. I'm like, hey, what do I do? He's like, just drive very, very slow and go to, so I'm driving slow, like $1,000 later or whatever, get everything fixed. But I was in a mood that day. And the next day I'm like, sweep it under the rug. We're off to the next. It's not anything like, well, we work. I mean, this is what we have savings for and money for. So there's nothing I can do about that. Life ain't fair. It's whatever.
I mean, what could you have done?
What could I have done to prevent that?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's very few things. The other day, dude, I had a day the other day. I picked up my brand new truck from the dealership. Mm-hmm. I get all the way from Sterling McCall off 59 and Beltway in Sugarland. Okay. I get all the way to 45. I exit Beltway, get on 45. My tire pressure light comes on.
Are you serious?
I'm like, what? So I pull into this tire place. I got a nail on the drive home.
Oh my God.
From picking up my brand new truck.
Dude, bro. What?
So it's not over. So I sit at the place for over an hour. They got a line, finally, they were able to patch it. Thank God. It wasn't too close to the sidewall.
Yeah.
I get home and my wife is in the driveway and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, so we have our front door stays locked. We don't use our front door. The front door stays locked.
Okay.
The garage door is what we go in and out. And
why is that?
I don't know.
Okay. I like it. All right, go.
And we have a key that goes to it, but for some reason it was in the house.
Okay.
And the garage door was locked. So we're locked out of our house.
Oh my God.
So I got home from the nail and then get home and I have to call a locksmith for him to come out.
Oh, dude.
$120 for him to go.
Yes.
Okay, open. Thanks.
Yes.
$120.
Yes.
And I'm just like, but what, when I in my mid 20s, I would have let that ruin my whole week. But I was just like, hey, what are you gonna do?
Yes.
Sleeping under it's out of my control. The nail, 100% out of my control. Maybe we pay better attention to what doors we lock and don't lock and what keys we have on us and don't have. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing we can do about it now. So, dude, because I feel like our parents' generation would rage at stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, dude, the boomers are pretty, like, I feel like we just know so much more about our emotions and like how to handle things now.
Dude, you want to, I have to tell one locksmith story. This is classic. Do we have time?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was me and a friend that I won't mention because we're not friends no more. But anyways, we're inside my house and my parents were gone for the night. And this was I remember the year was 2014. So I was not sober around those years. So we did have some marijuana on the table and some other stuff or whatever. So I go out in the backyard because, about to smoke, and my friend closes the back door, and the back door locks. Oh, and I don't have the key. So I'm like, mother. And he's like, what? I'm like, dude, that door just locked, and my phone's inside. And I remember I was dating this girl who was already mad at me from stuff that I had been doing. So this ain't making it any better because I can hear the phone ring and I'm just not answering. We're stuck outside. I want to say for 3 hours. It was raining its ass off. Homeboy calls. Luckily, he had his phone with him. He calls a locksmith. Dude, weird dude. $180 later.
Yeah. Because what are you going to do?
And you know what? You know what's the shitty part? I had to split it with him, and it wasn't even my fault.
Yeah, that's trash.
It's super trash. That's just the type of dude he was. But anyways, we ended up getting back in. Dude, I got my phone, and I think after that, she just called it off. But I was just like, man, I was like, I promise, I got locked out of my house. She's like, you're bullshitting, you're lying. I was like, I would have thought I was lying too, but I was like, I really was not lying. Was the locksmith, was he a regular guy? Because the locksmith we had was weird, dude.
He was fairly normal. He was like,
locksmiths are different breeds.
yeah, he pulls up and he's like, well, this could take me 4 minutes. It could take me 45 minutes. So
okay.
He was like, he goes, it could take 45 seconds. It could take 45 minutes. Just hang out. And
Got you.
He opened it right up.
Got you.
So
Cool.
I have one more topic, but I want to show you number 17. This was a Twitter controversy.
Okay, let me see it.
I don't know if you want to talk about it or not.
This is uncensored. We can play it. Yeah, for sure. Let's do it. Okay. This is uncensored, man. This is Z Money. Come on.
All right. So,
but you gonna be leading it in because I don't know what we talked about.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
If I say anything wrong, you had a certain player on your fantasy team.
Christian Watson.
Okay.
Yeah, I could say his name.
Or you were. It was. I didn't know his name.
Oh, okay.
So you were just a Packers fan, hoping they were doing good, or was he actually on your team?
Okay, so he was on my fantasy team, and he just stays hurt, made out of glass, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess I followed his mom, and I said, your son's made out of glass.
Do you stand by that?
Yes, of course.
Have you talked to his mother in any way since then?
Dude, she has me blocked, finally. It was kind of weird how she didn't block me already. But she has me blocked. But
because they went to episodes of my podcast.
Yeah, no. It got scary. I was at the casino when all this was going on. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. I don't get scared a lot. I was kind of scared.
Dang.
I deactivate. I'm like, dude, how are they going into... Dude, they went to episodes of the podcast where I said, I'm scared to play football. Yeah. I'm like, how are they finding this?
Bro, they went deep.
Dude, they tried to find my address. And it said Pasadena, but I don't live in Pasadena, but they couldn't find the numbers. And I'm like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I'm like, dude, why are they going this deep? Like, yeah, I understand what I did was wrong. But was it really that, dude? Like hundreds and hundreds of mentions.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Because I went down a little rabbit hole of looking at the mentions.
Dude, the mentions were crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you meathead, you steroid guy. I got called roids. I got my hairline. Dude, they were going in. Went to episodes on your podcast. Was posting clip. I'm like, who does that?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, but I'm getting him more views. all publicity is good publicity.
Yeah. So I mean, she blocked you, and that's
she blocked me, and I had a talk with somebody, and yeah, what I did was wrong.
Okay,
and I stand by that.
So that's your statement.
And I apologize to the Watson family, and I apologize to Christian Watson and his mom, and that was just me, dude. I'm always. It's like my mom be saying, dude. I'm always involved in some kind of and there's always something going on, dude.
Yeah.
So I got the tattoo it's beef, dude. I always have something going on with somebody. And it's not, like I said, I'm a cool, down-to-earth person, but I feel like I'm just always involved in some kind of drama.
It just excites you a little bit.
Hey, dude, it really does. And I hate to admit that, but it does. Just what did I say about the music? I was like, dude, I just have to be I have to be I have to get the controversy up. I got to get the people going. I got to get the people talking.
Yeah. Well, I think that's you acknowledge that you
I was wrong. I was in the wrong. I'll acknowledge when I'm in the wrong, and I was in the wrong for sure.
Okay,
for sure.
Man, I hope she sees this.
I'll go to my what is it? What do you call? I'll go to my burner account.
Okay,
and I'll send it to her.
Okay, this is good. I was trying to just bridge the gap.
No, man,
and just I'm a mender.
Yeah, no, we're good, bro. We're good.
Cool.
I don't want to leave anything unsaid, so this was great.
Well. Thanks for the views, people who dug and
Yeah.
Found the part that you said you never. What is it? You were like, I never liked football. I never.
Yeah. Oh no, I was scared. I said, oh man, I've always been scared to play football, dude. They went on that clip and they're like, look at this guy talking about another player, and he has to talk to this player, but he's scared to play football. I was like, yeah, I was scared to play football. So what? I was a skinny guy. I still kind of am a little bit. I'm not that big like dude who's in shape to play football. I'll get my ass knocked out.
That's funny.
Oh man.
All right, brother. Well, I think that concludes episode 3. Is there anything else?
I just want to say thank you for having me, man. Like I said, I'm always thankful to be on this show, and I'm glad we keep this. I'm glad you keep the podcast going. And yeah, nothing else. I had one guy. Like I said, I wanted to mention his name. We cool though, but on our first episode, I think we're at 1.2 views now. Still, I want to say it's still your highest one. And he was like, "Oh, y'all paying for the views?" Or he had said something. "Oh, you doing?" And I'm like, "Bro,
if we were paying for views,
the IP address, you can only do it so much. I can't be like starting and replaying. People actually have to click on it." And I'm like, I think it was just a high success rate because they kind of compared it to the other one. I was like, I think that one was a high success rate because he was just getting started. It was episode 2. It's like, oh shoot, new podcast. Okay, we're seeing videos. What did you call it? What do you call it when you see someone post the same thing over and over again? Media fatigue, or what is it called?
Yeah.
Dude, that is
content fatigue.
I learn something new every day. Content fatigue. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. So that's why I said I got to stop posting.
I mean, if I pay money for views, I hope I get more than 1,200.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to hate on it. I'm like, dude, no, we did the views. We got, I think Blake has a core audience. I have a core audience. And then there's going to be, if it's really good, they'll share it with other people.
Well, we know a lot of the same people too. So
True.
That helps.
So that helps a lot too.
Yeah.
And it's only growing. So, and I know you got a little bit more subscribers too. Are you over 100 subscribers?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah, I think I'm like 212.
That's great.
Something like that.
So there you go. There's 200 views right off the bat.
I'm more Instagram heavy anyway. I need to step it up on YouTube.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. But anyways, no, that was great. I actually love this episode. I felt like I could be myself. I feel like the next one's going to be, I feel like it just gets better and better and better.
When the book is a little more cooked and kind of ready to come out the oven, we'll have to get back together.
Yeah, for sure. And when the chemistry is great, man. So yeah.
All right.
So
brother.
long, boys and girls.
See ya.